If it wasn't for this group of people, I mean, my 3 best friends that I've made here all ride on the Monday night rides. And I don't know what the transition would have been like for me because I was not in a good spot mentally when I moved here. And it would have been much harder for me to get out of my own way. I grew up in Southwest Virginia with cattle as neighbors, rode my bike probably 16 miles a day. And then when I got to be in my 20s, I moved to Asheville right when I turned 20 and started road riding for a number of years and was doing a lot of mileage a day on country back roads there. But my brother moved to Asheville with me and he took over a bike shop and was like, we go on these Wednesday night mountain bike rides, you should try mountain biking. And it's like, okay, why not, right? So there was a group of probably 10 guys. I was the only girl. And I started riding with them back in 2005. I just kind of fell in love with it. And then I moved to DC area, to Arlington, and I commuted in 12 miles and out 12 miles every day because it was just faster and easier than trying to deal with traffic or the metro. I knew I was moving here, so I was like, oh great, I'm moving back to mountain biking central. So it was a no-brainer to just fall right back into it. And truly, when I interviewed for my first job here, one of the other bike riders was the board president that was interviewing me. And so at the end of my interview, I was like, I can't start for at least a month because I'm going to Bentonville. And he was like, oh, you mountain bike? And I was like, I do. And he was like, you'll have to come to the Monday night rides. And as soon as I moved here on a Sunday. On Monday, I was at the ride. And it's been a huge part of how I have integrated. I moved here 1.5 years ago. For the first time, probably since I lived in Bristol growing up, this is the first place I've ever felt like home. Coming to the Monday night rides is like a pinnacle of the week, which is an incredible way to start your week, right? You start out on the high. When I started in the 2000s, there weren't really a lot of female bikers, road or mountain bike. And so when I realized that there was this entire group of women who are badass and like to do the things, they ride just as hard, if not harder than the guys, it was kind of mind-blowing because it was probably the first time that I ever really realized that I wasn't alone as a female. My best friends were always guys growing up. I always hung out with guys. I played in an all-guys soccer league because we didn't have women's soccer where I grew up. I've always done everything with all the boys. And then to be able to get to this place to have a community of women that love and support and are just generally awesome is still kind of astounding to me, and also it's motivating. It motivates me to be a better person and to show up differently and to show up better, because I will have a tendency to ghost on people. And so, but they don't let me. They don't let me do that. If people don't hear from me for a little while, they're reaching out and saying, where are you? And I've never had that before. I've never had community like I've had living here. So it really has been life-changing. Last year, basically every single ride was at least 15 women. Everybody's welcome. We're gonna stop a lot. It's gonna be less than 6 miles, and it's gonna stay on the lower sections of the trails so that everybody can feel included. So we give that opportunity for people to actually be beginners in something. It's so much nicer when you know that you have the support and community to encourage you when you are afraid to do something, and to cross that creek when you've never crossed it before. It's kind of amazing because then you'll hear through the woods the whole group just doop, 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 hollering for everybody as they do something that they've never done before. I literally at this point care less about the fact that I'm riding, because the whole point of the Monday night ride is inclusion. So I'm not out here to get this crazy workout. I'm out here because the people that are here. And truly my favorite part of the entire Monday night rides is the hangout in the parking lot afterwards. This entire thing is a communal space. So then you get to start your week knowing that you're loved and knowing that people don't care how you show up, they care that you do show up.